This is the brief on Tamra Judge's reported ultimatum. The first update we have today is about some major drama, on the Real Housewives of Orange County. Yeah, longtime cast member Tamra Judge is apparently pushing back hard against some pretty serious allegations about her marriage. So in this video, we'll be talking about what's developing with Tamra and, well, her future on the show. It really all kicked off because of a season 19 moment where Gretchen Rossi apparently made this bombshell allegation, told co-stars Heather Dubrow and Emily Simpson that Tamra cheated on her husband, Eddie Judge, with a boy band singer. Yikes. Following that, an insider claimed that Tamra, who they say is the show, feels like she has to give production an ultimatum. It's pretty simple. If Gretchen returns for the next season, Tamra wants out. Says she won't stand for lies being spread about her family. Now, beyond just talk of an ultimatum, Tamra's actually taking steps. She mentioned on Instagram she met with her attorney on Monday, looking into legal action against Gretchen for defamation. Said Gretchen won't keep her mouth shut and is spreading lies. Tamra also took a shot at the overall cast dynamic, criticizing the, quote, "Stampist talking" that happened behind her back while she was dealing with a lot emotionally, supporting Teddy Mellencamp. But okay, hold on. Tamra herself responded to the report about her threatening to quit. She jumped on her Instagram story, flat out denied it, just declared the report is not true, and even quoted Kandi Burruss saying, "The lies, the lies, the lies." Before we get into the next update, I need to check in with you all. If you're enjoying our little tea session, take a millisecond to hit the like button and subscribe to join the best reality TV community on YouTube. Done? Let's move on to next update now. Next, we are going to talk about the surprising confession from Kyle Richards' daughter, Sophia Umansky, regarding her sister Alexia Umansky's wedding. Okay, so quick context. Sophia and Alexia are Kyle Richards' daughters, from Real Housewives, and they were also on Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix with their dad, Mauricio Umansky. Anyway, this story is all about Alexia's wedding to Jake Zingerman, which happened back on September 6th in Los Angeles. So during the wedding party, Sophia's wearing this really tight sequin dress, right? And she suddenly realizes she cannot feel her underwear at all. She genuinely believed it had either just fallen off somewhere or maybe she'd left it in the bathroom earlier. She even told a friend, and I quote, "I know what a free vagina feels like," because she was that convinced her underwear was just gone. Well, later on when she got back to the house, she really had to pee, desperately. So she runs to the bathroom, sits down, starts going, and realizes there's no sound, none. She looks down, and oh my gosh, she realizes she's peeing directly through her underwear. Turns out, she was wearing them the whole time. It was a brand new pair of Skims she'd just gotten the day before. She said they were just so comfortable, she literally couldn't feel them. Can you imagine? She called it a really humbling experience, but hey, they were brand new Skims, so instead of tossing them, she kept them. And yeah, she gave a big shout out to Skims for making underwear that comfy. So this was today's update about Sophia Umansky's surprising wedding night confession. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about Carole Radziwill, who recently hit up X, Twitter, to talk to fans. She wanted to clear the air about her connection to Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted sex trafficker, and also called for new files in that case to be released. So people have always wondered, right? How did Ghislaine Maxwell end up taking the photo for Carole's book way back when? Well, Carole explained they knew each other socially, and this was back in 2004. Ghislaine apparently had a real camera when most people just didn't. Carole said a professional shoot didn't turn out well, so she just kind of casually asked Ghislaine if she'd take the picture, and Ghislaine was like, sure. Looking back, Carole admits, yeah, it was maybe a bit odd Maxwell had that camera, but really, who knew what was actually going on? She also tackled questions about how people in her circle, wealthy people, didn't know about Maxwell's crimes. Carole made a clear distinction. She thinks the men involved, the creepy people, they definitely knew. But the social party friends, especially the women, probably not. She emphasized that folks doing bad shit tend to hide it really well, calling the whole situation just fucking creepy and dark. And while she mentioned the wealthy people she knows are mostly kind and decent, Carole really pushed for transparency. She said she hopes the FBI or whoever releases their report, client lists, interviews, the whole thing, believing it's best left to them now. So this was today's update about Carole Radziwill's clarification on her connection to Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about the reported cast shakeup happening across the Summer House franchise. So there's some pretty big news circulating. It looks like 3 major cast members are reportedly getting ready to leave the main Summer House show. We're talking about Lindsay Hubbard, Kyle Cook, and Amanda Batula. Yeah, huge names, right? They're expected to wrap up their time on Summer House after season 10 airs, which should be sometime in 2026. Now, why the big move? Well, it seems they're shifting their focus entirely to a brand new spinoff called In the City. This new show is apparently already filming its first season right now in New York City, probably through early December. In the City is going to illuminate the lives of New Yorkers dealing with those big life transitions, things like marriage, becoming parents, maybe reinventing themselves. And joining Lindsay, Kyle, and Amanda on this new venture, we're hearing Andrea Denver and his wife Lexi Sundin, plus Luke Gobrinson are involved. Sounds like it'll focus on friends of Lindsay and Kyle who are maybe married or have kids, possibly bringing in Lindsay's friends Yvonne Major and Aaron Frankel too. So, what about the original Summer House? Don't worry, it's not going away. It looks like Carole Rodkay, Sierra Miller, Gabby Prescott, West Wilson, and Jesse Solomon are likely sticking around in the Hamptons house. And to fill the gap left by the OGs, they're apparently bringing in 4 brand new faces: Ben Waddle, Kelly Justin KJ Dillard, Levi Seabree, and Bailey Taylor. Definitely signals a fresh chapter for the show. So this was today's update about the Summer House franchise cast changes. Let's now move on to the next update.
Okay, next up, let's dive into that really awkward exchange that went down recently between Real Housewives of New Jersey's Jackie Goldschneider and Jennifer Fessler. So, these two are friends, right? Or, well, were friends. They even co-host that podcast, Two Jersey Jays. But things have gotten really messy publicly. Big sign. They haven't dropped a new podcast episode together since way back in May. Yikes. And it all kind of blew up publicly at this virtual after party, right? Jackie basically called Jennifer out, like straight up accused her of being a social climber. Wow. Jackie really laid it all out there, saying she loved Jennifer so much but felt like Jennifer didn't, love me back the same way. She said Jennifer was always looking for who's better in the room than me, and that Jackie felt she had to remove myself in order to feel valued. Oof. So Jackie kind of sees their friendship as just part of the whole Bravo bubble, not like real. Jennifer? Her reaction was pretty careful. She admitted things were bad and not good, called what Jackie said a very interesting soundbite, and basically said they should talk about it privately. Now, this whole public spat is extra juicy because nobody knows who's coming back for the next season of RHONJ yet. It's all up in the air. We know Melissa, Dolores, and Margaret recently did some test filming with some possible new faces, but get this, Jackie and Jennifer weren't there. But word is they are still in the running, along with Teresa for the next season. So you gotta wonder about the timing of all this drama, right? It really shows the pressure these ladies are under to keep their spot.
So yeah, that's the latest on the whole Jackie Goldschneider and Jennifer Fessler situation, the social climbing claims, the friendship drama, all of it.
Okay, let's move on to our...
Okay, next we are going to talk about the latest update on Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge, specifically the release of that alleged secret recording and, the new info about those affair claims. So this whole thing centers on the controversy Gretchen Rossi stirred up, right? She basically insinuated that her husband, Slade Smiley, heard a studio recording of Tamra getting intimate with some unnamed guy while she was married. Tamra has consistently strongly denied this accusation, just so we're clear. Now, an audio recording has actually been released online, but here's the twist. It shows Tamra in a studio session. Yeah, but she's just really struggling to sing. You hear her criticizing her own voice, saying stuff like, "I'm hearing my own self, and I'm freaking me out," and asking the man helping her, "Why am I not feeling it?" The recording also allegedly includes Tamra using the offensive R word to describe her singing. But crucially, what's not on the tape? Any sexual content. At all. 0. And then, Tamra's friend, Alexis Bellino, shed some more light on the Reality with the King podcast. She confirmed that the man supposedly involved in this alleged studio affair is married, and that both he and his wife are actually close friends with Tamra. Alexis stated really clearly that the couple fiercely denies the affair, noting it's not possible, not even true at any measure. And this denial is apparently pretty serious, because according to Alexis and the podcast host Carlos King, the couple is reportedly ready to sue for slander and defamation. This person, described as just a poor neighbor guy, apparently wants nothing to do with the show, which totally explains why the names were bleeped out during the episode. So this was today's update about the alleged secret recording of Tamra Judge and the legal threats now surrounding those affair accusations. Let's now move on to the next update. Next, we are going to talk about Kyle Richards' recent updates regarding her friendship with Sutton Strack and a pretty dramatic trip she took to Italy. So this kind of illuminates the current state of Kyle's closest relationships, as she's navigating filming the new season and her separation. Okay, so first up, let's talk about where things stand with Sutton Strack. Kyle described their friendship as, well, a work in progress. She did clarify that they are definitely friends, but she also acknowledged that, because of a lot that has happened, the healing just takes time. It sounds like there are still significant ups and downs in how they get along. Then, Kyle talked about a recent trip to Italy with the cast, calling it intense. A really significant thing happened there. She got into a big fight with her estranged husband, Mauricio Umansky, who was also on the trip. And this argument apparently was a major setback for them. It sounds like she and Mauricio had actually been doing pretty well with co-parenting right before the fight, so this really depicts how fragile things still are. So this was today's update about Kyle Richards' relationships. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about former RHOA star Kenya Moore, who's generating some controversy after making some highly unfiltered comments on her new YouTube show. Okay, so since confirming she won't be returning for season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Moore has been using her new platform to, offer her thoughts on current events and hot topics. And she kind of kicked things off, sparking immediate backlash, right? Made this pretty uncouth joke aimed at Karen Huger. Kenya questioned Karen's ability to handle jail time, asking if she was a top or a bottom in a jail cell, specifically talking about, side-by-side or double bunks. She even pressed Huger further, saying she knew Karen lived through the 70s and had a wild lifestyle. Yikes. As you can imagine, when those comments hit the internet, fans were not happy. Reactions called them plain rude and just a mess. And, she also weighed in on the drama simmering for the new RHOA cast. She pointed out that her friend Angela Oakley unfollowed K. Michelle on Instagram, who rumor has it is joining the series. Now, Kenya, who actually first hinted K. Michelle might join, said unfollowing someone is so childish. She mentioned she just put the person on mute instead of letting them know she didn't like them like that. But, despite all the social media drama talk, Kenya did express excitement for the new era of Housewives. She said she's rooting for the fresh energy and feels that Atlanta deserves a shakeup. So this was today's update about Kenya Moore's recent controversial commentary and thoughts on the RHOA shakeup. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about the latest update in Brandi Glanville's significant ongoing health battle, including a new diagnosis. After years of these really scary, unexplained symptoms, spending over $100,000 and wondering what on earth was causing this unsettling motion in her face. Well, the former Real Housewives star has finally shared a clear diagnosis and some details about the intense treatment she's going through. So, Brandi recently gave an update on her podcast, Brandi Glanville Unfiltered, and she explained that she's, making progress. Apparently, a new doctor was finally able to piece everything together. From all those previous doctors, she felt like there were just too many cooks in the kitchen before, right? This led to the diagnosis, a bone infection, and a really deep-seated skin infection with staph. And it sounds serious. The infection is so severe it requires some pretty intense treatment. Brandi even showed her IV, all wrapped in gauze, and explained it runs from her arm right into her heart. Wow. She said these health struggles really kicked off after filming Real Housewives' Ultimate Girls trip in Morocco. At first, she actually thought maybe she had a parasite. Symptoms included these crazy lumps. Her face swelled up and then kind of started sinking in. And she even lost eyesight in her left eye. She felt like something was literally eating my flesh from the inside out. Gosh. And this whole health crisis happening alongside the fallout from her RHUGT co-star, Caroline Manzo, accusing her of sexual assault, well, it really pushed Brandi to a dark place mentally this past summer. She actually said she felt suicidal. But she credits her two kids, Mason and Jake, her sons with ex-husband Eddie Cibrian, for keeping her going, for keeping her alive during that incredibly tough